So you've heard it 100 times. Everything right now is about manifest your dreams. And I love this concept. I really do. But I was missing a key element, feeling abundant. I always thought that abundance was something that I had to go after, but that was my mistake. Abundance is actually just a frequency that we tune into and feel. I was like, what? So you're basically saying that I have to feel full before I eat? I mean, that's all I heard. I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. So in this episode, I'm going to share with you some exercises that I did to become aware and overcome old programs that are preventing you from feeling full of abundance and blocking out this frequency. So let's get started, but not until I get my rigatoni. Where's my pasta? So it's kind of funny what inspired this episode. It's actually because of my daughter Zoe. Right now she's really into redoing her room and she's building this bookshelf in her space. And I'm so proud of her. She keeps going around the house and collecting all her favorite books so that she can fill up her shelf in her room.
Boring books, that's all. Books? Are you nuts?
Which has actually been kind of great because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I can open up some cabinets and some boxes where I've been hiding all of my transformational books. I'm cracking open my boxes and I find an old book. It's by Dr. Wayne Dyer. You'll see it when you believe it. I flipped around and I found the section and it's called You Can't Own Anything. And this really caught my eye, especially the first line, because it says, abundance is not something that we acquire, it's something that we tune into. And again, this is where bells were going off for me. I realized I wasn't focusing on abundance. I was actually focusing on all the lack in my life. I was focusing on what I didn't have, what I needed, and all these things that I thought if I got them, that I would be happier. And I didn't realize in that moment that I was looking outside of myself for happiness. I wasn't looking inside. And another thing he said is, we can only receive what we are willing to let in. And what we block is not from unavailability, but from our scarcity beliefs. Again, I'm like, oh my God, I have those. So this made me look at myself and I realized that a lot of my dreams, my manifestations were still kind of outside of me. I felt like I had happiness on like a wait list, right? Like I can only be happy when you manifest that house. As soon as I get that new car, then I'll be happy. So I was really catching that happiness was this carrot that I was dangling outside of myself. Here I'm thinking, this is how you manifest, right? I'm like fantasizing about this great house or this great car or these great relationships. But I was empty and the happiness was outside. So I'm like, I am definitely not tapping into abundance. I am absolutely tapping into scarcity, limitations, and old programs. So just like Detective Cousteau, I had to get to the bottom of this. After I realized I was coming from scarcity and lack, I tried to shift, but I noticed that I was faced with a lot of my old programs. And one of them was a doozy. I didn't want to look at all the good stuff in my life. That I didn't want to look at all my accomplishments. I didn't want to look at anything that I had done right. I couldn't let that in because who would I be if I wasn't bitching about my life, complaining about how hard things are for me or how I'm not good enough, how I'm not fit enough, how I'm not pretty enough. You know, you guys get the idea. So I was identified with all my excuses. And then the funny thing is, I actually made fun of successful people that were around me. I was like, look at that schmuck. You know what I mean? He's so rich because his family helped him. Or that guy's so selfish, he only thinks about himself. Or you're only rich because he thinks he's better than everybody else, right? So I realized that I was making fun of something that I wanted to become, right? Like, that guy's a douchebag. I don't want to be rich like him. Like, that's disgusting. So This uncovered a whole plethora of old programs. I'm just sharing this with you to show you how your thoughts can prevent you from connecting with the frequency of abundance. So what is the frequency of abundance? So abundance isn't something that you can possess. It's actually just a frequency that we tap into. And the universe has an infinite supply of this energy, and it influences and vibrates at a specific frequency. And it affects everything around us, including you. It has a particular vibration, and being abundant, as simple as it sounds, is just a station for you to tune into. And your thoughts are the key to opening up and connecting to this frequency. So this is the first step in determining what energy you wish to attract from the universe. And your thoughts determine what station you tune into. Let me repeat this. The thoughts that you tune into. We have to get rid of all those old beliefs of lack, or the money's not for me, or only douchebags are rich, and I can't have that. We got to get rid of that, because that's the frequency that you're tuning into if you're playing those old programs like I was. So when you come from that belief that you're not enough or you don't have enough, you are literally tuning into the station of lack, and you're blocking the frequency of abundance. No! So switch that station and realize that abundance and happiness begins with you, and that you're already complete, and you don't need to get caught up in that trap that you need something or someone else to make you happy. So this was a tricky part for me, going from feeling scarcity to abundance. I started by simply practicing these 2 exercises, and these are actually inspired by my former acting coach, Eric Morris. So this one I love. It's called Count Your Blessings. Now for me personally, I like to do it out loud because I'm tired of writing, but if you want to write these down too, you could totally do that. But I start to list all my accomplishments, my health, my family, people that I love, and I just start to allow this energy to fill me up while I'm doing the exercise. And start wherever you're at, right? So if I'm feeling really depressed or disconnected, start with simple things. It could be my socks. It could be the fact that I have clothes. It could be the fact that you have a full fridge. Start wherever makes you comfortable, and then slowly build on that energy. And by the end, you're going to start to feel a lot fuller. And that's that light. It's that blessings. It's that abundant energy that you're tuning into. Number 2, acknowledge your worth. Get in touch with your accomplishments, with your success. Again, go over all the things you've done in the past, no matter how small your freaking ego thinks it is, right? Again, you can do this out loud or write it down. Do what makes you happy. But the most important thing is you're getting that energy moving in the right direction. So think about little things, I made my bed this morning. I made myself breakfast. Take notice of your accomplishments, and again, allow them to fill you up. This isn't about bringing your critic in there. This is about you, just matter-of-factly, getting in touch with your accomplishments. And if your critic comes in, just give them the finger and tell them to get the bleep out of the room. So now that you're starting to get a sense of what it means to tap into feeling abundant, practice keeping this energy flowing throughout your entire day. Be like a mom or dad that brings snacks for your kids, right? The minute they get hungry, you have a Cheerios or a sandwich you can kind of throw at them so that they stay calm and they don't have like a tantrum in the middle of the day. Do the same thing with your thoughts. The minute you start to feel scarcity and depleted and negative, the minute you start to kind of feel heavy, shift it. Change to a new thought. And start to focus on those blessings that you wrote down, those accomplishments that you said out loud, and start to let that frequency become your normal. Let that frequency become your guide throughout this entire process, because that's what's going to help you to manifest and create your dreams. And I know you can do it. I know you can. So if you want to share any tips or exercises that you've tried, put them down in the comments. We all want to hear. I love you guys. I hope your dreams do come true. Until next time, I'm Marisa Grieco, your mystical guide.